Okay, so the first thing I do is I start off with Sea Breeze and Sea Breeze only with a little cotton round. You can pick up both of these from Walmart. I believe I got them from Walmart. Yeah. And then I just go and I clean off my forehead to remove any makeup or skincare or anything that would really like mess up the adherence of the lace to my skin, because I've had that happen numerous times where, you know, I have makeup on my forehead or something and then I go to lay the lace down and then the lace got too much makeup on it to lay down. Yeah, so then here, this isn't really a tip that I do or anything. Well, this in particular isn't really a tip. I'm just showing you that I'm slicking my edges back just to get them out the way, because I'm not doing a ball cap. Well, either, to be honest, whether I'm doing a ball cap or not, I'm going to slick my edges back. I'm going to use whatever gel I have, whether it's braiding gel, edge control, I don't care what it is. I'm slicking my edges back regardless of whether I do the ball cap or not. But I have realized that doing the ball cap for me works, and it just keeps my edges out my way, because when I do this and I just put the cap on, my edges still get in the way when I'm trying to adhere the lace onto my head. So from now on, personally, I think I'm just gonna stick to doing the ball cap method, because yeah, speaking of the ball cap method, this is what I use only for the ball cap method. I don't buy, you know, the wig caps that they sell in bulk, that's like HD wig caps. I just go to Walmart and I pick up this on the go knee-high socks or whatever they're called, because you get more in there, and I think you only pay $5 for it. So this is my wig. I already prepped it. I took the two combs in the front out and I tinted the lace. I didn't pluck this because it's a curly wig, and super tight curly wigs like that, I cannot personally pluck them, because I've tried to do it before when I had a super curly wig like this, and let's just say it didn't go over the best. So I will not be plucking curly wigs like this. But now I'm just taking clips and getting the hair out of my face, because you need the hair out of your face in order to lay your lace. Oh my goodness, am I dark to suits or what? Yeah, I'm putting two at the top and two at the bottom. Well, technically not at the bottom, but on the sides, because I need the hair out of my face. I'm just changing the clip now. Girl, I'm jamming out in these clips, I'm not gonna lie. And then I use this adhesive, the Kiss Colors and Care Bond Lace Spray, on Ultimate Hold with this edge brush that got a spatula at the end, which is my second tip, is to use an edge brush when you're using like a spatula. Use something. Some people use popsicle sticks. I use the end of the spatula edge brush because it's easy to use. But don't go in just spraying it directly from the nozzle onto your head. Use something to apply it, and spread it out, because you'll have more control over it that way, rather than just spraying the adhesive on your head and trying to not let it drip and trying to catch the drip of the adhesive spray running down your face with your finger. Just use a spatula or what did I say before? Yeah, a popsicle stick. So use either or. Here, as I was pulling the lace forward, I actually ripped it, but that part that I ripped actually looked the best out the whole entire wig process that I'm doing here. So I would suggest maybe rip it. Nah, I'm just playing. But no, but for real, I would just say be careful as you're pulling the lace to the front to like tack it onto the adhesive, because the lace will rip. It can be very, very delicate, which isn't a bad thing. It's actually kind of a little bit better that it's delicate, because I feel like the lace itself is better when it's a little bit more delicate. But baby child, I was probably just being a little too heavy-handed. So as you see here, I'm just using this metal comb that I got in a pack of 2 on Amazon. I'm just using that to press the lace that I laid down into my head, and the same way I just did the middle is the same way I'm going to do both sides now. So now, once that I've checked that the lace is adhered and is tacked down, I'm now going to put a band on that, and I'm actually going to put 2 bands on that, which is my second tip, is to use 2 bands when laying down your lace. I just came to realize that I just like using 2 bands. I feel like 2 bands really like puts that pressure on that lace to lay down, you know? So that would be my third tip, not my second tip, to use 2 bands when laying your lace. Okay, now here I'm just going in with some water, and then I use some Lotta Body mousse a little later on in this clip. I think I'm using it right here, am I? I use plain tap water and Lotta Body mousse. Oh my goodness, today, Julia. Lotta Body mousse and plain tap water to just kind of detangle the hair or to kind of revive the curls. I really part it and stuff like that and run my fingers through it. I got that little tutorial up on my Instagram or my TikTok or my YouTube shorts. You can go to either one, and you'll see how I detangle that. And yeah, that's what I'm doing here. And I also cut a little bit off the ends that was like looking a little bit not too good, or I just didn't like it because it was a little too long, and I just cut it. Sometimes I can just get a little scissor happy. I feel like it happens to the best of us. So yeah, I'm just playing around with the hair, just kind of seeing how I really like it and seeing where I want to cut, because here I go cutting again. Like I said, sometimes you just get a little scissor happy, because there I go again. Okay, and here I'm just going in with spritz, and I'm making sure my lace is saturated with spritz. Well, not necessarily saturated, because you don't want to like being on here dump the whole entire bottle on your lace, because that would be super saturated. But you just kind of want to go in dabbing it with your finger. I'm just going in, spraying a little on my finger, and then dabbing it on my lace to really just put it up there. And I do that a bunch of different times in the same spot, just to make sure it's really up there and it's really coated in that lace with the spray, because no lace left behind, even though lace get left behind all the time. Anyways, am I really Dr. Seuss? Oh my goodness. Anyways, my fourth tip is to let whatever lace melting product that you're using, let it dry all the way before putting a melt band on it. As you can see right here, I'm using a blow dryer to make sure it's all the way dry before I put the band on it, because I don't want it to be in the slightest bit of tacky, wet, or anything. I need it to be completely dry before putting that melt band up there, because then the band is just going to stick to the melting product and not actually try and melt my lace. You know, it'll be focused on sticking to the band and not actually melting my lace, which is its job, to melt the lace. So yeah, so whatever product you want to use, just make sure you let it dry. Air dry, use a blow dryer. I recommend using a blow dryer. Yeah, my face is like this because I'm realizing that I messed up pretty bad. Not that bad, but pretty bad. I mean, I ended up finessing it in the end, but I just have too much excess lace. When I placed my lace down, it was just too much lace in the front. Like when you look at the sides, you can see that excess lace versus the middle of my forehead. It's like the middle of my forehead looks great, but the sides look like they need help. Like they're screaming for help. Like, help me, help me, help me. Baby, can you help me? Anyways, I'm sorry, a little intermission. And yeah, so just let it dry before putting your melt bands on. And I also use 2 melt bands for this as well. If I'm putting on the melt band, I'm putting on 2 regardless, because I just feel like it works better, like I said. And as you just seen, before I put on the melt bands, I tapped as I was blow drying to make sure it was dry, because like I said, I cannot say this enough, make sure it's dry before you put the melt band on there. I will keep saying it. Okay, so now it's time to take off the melt bands, and now I'm just clipping my hair back, and because I'm not adhering it to my head, I'm just using 2. And as you can see, I'm taking it off, and like I said before, the middle of my forehead, the middle of the lace looks great, but them sides, baby, them ears, they look terrible. Like, oh my goodness, I just feel like they're screaming. Because like, look here, I'm covering up my sides because like, ooh, looks good. Like, yeah, looks good. Then you take off the sides and it's like, ooh, okay, no. So then I just go in with makeup to kind of like try and divert it, cover it up. And I'm going in with way too much makeup. Like, I shouldn't even be using this much makeup on the lace. You should really just be dabbing it and not trying to like cake it on there like I am. But I'm trying to cake it on here because I mess it up. So I'm trying to blend it or something. Baby, do something to make it look like something. Okay? Because makeup helps to blend it and, you know, camouflage it, I guess. But it's not going to help here. It's just not going to help. It's not going to make it any better. It's like putting a band-aid on a big gash on your leg. Like, you got a big gash on your leg. Okay, I'm just yapping at this point. I'm sorry, I yap a lot. I try not to, but I can't help myself. And my very last and final tip is to just trial and error, honestly. Like, you're not gonna know until you do it. You're not going to know how bad you are at doing it until you do it. You're not gonna be able to get better at doing it until you start doing it. So just put on the wig, and if it look bad, learn what you're doing wrong. Like, learn how to fix it. And I would say watch a bunch of different wig tutorials and videos on how people lay their wigs, and take little bits and pieces from everybody to curate your own like routine of how you lay your wigs. So then you'll know how to lay them every time, no matter what you do. Yeah. So just have fun and trial and error. Try it and see if it works, and if it don't, try it again and keep trying until you get it. Because who is paying an arm and a leg for some wigs, okay? Well, which is why I wear synthetic wigs, because I change my hair too much. I get tired of wigs too much. I literally installed this wig and reinstalled it so many times. Anyways, this is the finished look. I'm just yapping and rambling, but this is the finished look, okay? Once the makeup was on and everything like that, it ate down really bad, like really bad. If you want to see the pictures of this, go to my Instagram. My Instagram is the same thing as my username on YouTube. It's really my username across all platforms. So make sure you go and follow me there. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Comment what wig you want me to do next. And yeah, see you in my next one. Bye.